Tell me a story about the prophets past and how their teachings last today.
Al-Quran Al-Karim Radio of Australia presents Islamic Stories for Kids.
Tell me a tale of how the good will prevail and how the lessons paved our way.
Prepared and presented by Jabir At-Tayyibi and Adam Raihani.
Tell me a story.
The Devout Shoemaker. Muhammad ibn al-Munkadir, one of the Muslim scholars, says that once upon a time there was a drought in Medina. So the people of Medina prayed and asked Allah for rain. However, there was no rain after their prayers.
Muhammad ibn al-Munkadir says, at night, while I was sitting alone in the dark in the mosque of Medina, a stranger came into the mosque and began to pray without seeing me. When he finished his prayer, he raised his hands to the sky and began asking Allah for rain for the people of Medina.
I was wondering, all the people of Medina call upon God for rain, but it didn't rain, not even a drop. But this man hasn't finished praying and it is already raining.
When the stranger saw the rain, he began to cry and address God saying, My Lord, who am I so that you respond to my prayers? And the man kept praying all night until dawn.
The following night, I was sitting in the mosque when the same man entered and, without noticing me, kept praying until dawn. On the third night, he came to the mosque and did the same. This time, I decided to find out who this man was.
When the dawn prayer was over on the third night, I followed the man until I found out where he lived. I went back later and asked his neighbor about him. She told me that he was a shoemaker and cobbler. He made and repaired shoes.
One day, I went to see the shoemaker and find out what was special about him. When I greeted the man, he said, May God bless you. How can I help you? Do you want me to mend your shoes?
I said no. I saw you praying to God for rain, and while you were praying there was thunder, lightning and rain already. I want to know why Allah responded to your prayers in particular.
The man was visibly upset and didn't want to say much. He just said, I would like to be left alone. Later that day, I saw his neighbor and she said to me, God bless you. What did you do to the man? I said to her, absolutely nothing. She said, as soon as you left the house, he carried his luggage and left for good.
Muhammad ibn al-Munkadir says, I kept looking for this devout man for years, but I have not found him until this moment. He apparently left the city because he realized that someone had found out that God answered his prayers.
This was a Muslim who prayed sincerely to God, fasted only for God, and gave charity only for the sake of God. He wanted all his good deeds to remain a secret between him and God.
Tell me a story about the prophets past and how their teachings last today.
Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we have just listened together to an episode of Islamic Stories for Kids.
Tell me a tale of how the good will prevail and how the lessons paved our way.
Presented by Jabir At-Tayyibi and Adam Raihani. This is Al-Quran Al-Karim Radio of Australia.
Tell me a story.